It's that time of year again. As high school students make their final decisions about where to go to college, parents start to grapple with the realization of actually paying for it. However, a recent study from Liberty Mutual Insurance revealed that 86% of parents are unaware of tuition insurance, a new offering that can help protect families. Joining us this morning to talk about that is the managing director of tuition insurance at Liberty Mutual, Paul Richardson. Good morning, Paul. So let's talk about this. I had never heard of tuition insurance, so tell us about it.
Good morning, and thank you for having me on. So, college education is definitely becoming one of life's biggest expenses, right? Right up there with the purchase of an auto and certainly, a home purchase. And it's one that often goes unprotected. And so tuition insurance from a very high level provides a 100% reimbursement of a student's tuition, their room and board, and any mandatory fees that are listed on their bill if that student does have to unexpectedly withdraw from school due to a medical reason like an illness or an injury. And something that an example I use all the time is mono. It's something that's very prevalent on college campuses. It can be a debilitating illness for a student to have to go through. They're on bed rest. They can't make it to their classes. So if they do have to withdraw, we want to make sure that they're financially whole and they're ready to resume their education when they're physically able to, without another mountain of debt piling up around them.
You actually took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, not only are they getting into the workforce and facing all of the challenges that go along with that, but then you are facing that added expense of paying all of it back. So, and there is a rising cost in tuition across the country. So it sounds like there is a need for a lot of families and students to get this tuition insurance.
That's right. And, we've seen tuition prices increase from, $50, $60, even $70,000 a year, which is just an astronomical figure. And something like that, and losing a semester's worth of tuition and having essentially to add another semester of costs onto something that's already so expensive can definitely be debilitating financially for a family. And so when we're out there and we're educating consumers on tuition insurance and how it works, we've gotten really positive feedback from families, from students, and from colleges and universities alike.
So since this is a relatively new concept for a lot of people, is it really worth it for most families to go ahead and get this?
When we were doing our research and when we were designing the product, we did a whole bunch of surveys and focus groups of students who currently are enrolled in college, their parents, graduate students as well. And we found that there is a misconception about how refund policies work at school. So if a student has to withdraw during the first week, they're most likely probably going to be in good shape. They'll probably get somewhere close to 100% of their tuition reimbursed to them, maybe their room and board. But there's a sliding scale that very rapidly decreases over the next few weeks. So it goes from 80% to 60%. And if a student does find themselves having to withdraw from school, outside of week 5, week 6, they're often getting 0% back, so no refund at all. So we tried to provide a product that really extends that refund policy to 100% throughout the course of the semester, and price it affordably as well. So right around 1% of your total costs is what the premium for tuition insurance is. So $35,000 in total costs for school. I'm going to run you around $350 to cover that investment. Okay,
so for parents out there who want to get more of a detailed breakdown of how all of this works, where can they go to get more information?
So you can go to libertymutual.com/tuition insurance. A lot of good educational information on there, as well as the ability to get a quote and actually purchase a policy online. So they can customize their coverage based on their own family's financial situation, get a quote in 30 seconds, and then be on your way to purchasing a policy.
Very helpful information for all of us. Thanks so much for joining us this morning, Paul.
Thank you for having me.
You're watching The Morning Blend.